the 5th edition of Harvard Crossroads. It has been a nice journey. It's our 5th edition. This is an important edition for us. We welcome today over 350 alumni, friends, and associates from various schools, from Harvard, obviously, but also from various schools. And we will talk about the future of our Crossroads. We'll hear some fascinating stories and viewpoints from a series of very fine speakers and panelists. We'd like to thank one leader in particular. He has been with us since the beginning. His Highness Sheikh Nahyan Mubarak Al Nahyan has been our friend from the beginning of Crossroads, and we welcome him today with a feeling of gratitude.
I would like to invite Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan to address our audience.
The imposing brand of Harvard Business School always gives me a pause when I have a chance to be in your company. You are free and well trained to set your own priorities, to establish your own values, to maximize whatever you choose to maximize. In fact, you are free to represent the fulfillment of the Harvard Business School mission that is, and I quote, to educate leaders who make a difference in the world.
I think people and places remains key as progress is ever shifting. And these pathways have always passed through the Middle East, the Gulf, and today, Dubai.
Globalization is a fact. It is happening, has been happening for a while, and we need to be mindful of that and address that in the school if we want to remain competitive and if we want actually to attract people from all around the world.
Thinking about globalization, from a vantage point of Africa, three things really for me come to mind. And the first one is around strategy, that works. And what do I mean by that? When you just look at the progress that Dubai has made over the last 15 years or so, I look at countries in the region, South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and you really see an opportunity and the need for visionary leadership to really say this is where we want the country to be in 10, 15, 20 years' time, and executing on that vision.
Lots of people call Dubai home, or call the UAE home. It's a very friendly city where they come to work and then decide to live here because it provides them with everything that they need. Business opportunities, be it personal relationships, education, all of it.
There are some businessmen that own factories. If you take away the subsidies right away, they will make a loss second day.
Where it all began. I'm not interested in the story of the billion itself. I'm more interested in the story of the kid who was playing video games. So talk to me from there.
You take any decade in the human history, and you'll find that there are companies in that decade, no matter whether there was a recession, or there was a depression, or there was something else, there are always companies that will come out that have done really, really well. So there are opportunities no matter what the circumstances are for you.
With Bassel. Bassel, talk to us about Kareem, the story behind Kareem, and how being at the crossroad of Crossroads shaped the past and the future.
We have to celebrate failure, especially when it comes to startups, instead of penalize them, penalize entrepreneurs, right? If you, we're moving there, right? And it starts with shareholders, starts with governments. Investors need to invest into entrepreneurs and believe in them. But once they fail, or if they do fail, we can't say, all right, we put an X on him and never invest back in him.
We cannot blame the global, how do they see halal? We have to look into ourselves. How did we contribute to have the right perceptions of the halal product? Say food, banking, fashion, education. What have we contributed to give a better perceptions of these products?
Right now, there's a gap in the ability to deliver care. So creating systems that can deliver care is an amazing opportunity. It's not going to only be done by governments. I think it's going to require private capital to make it successful. You know, I think governments can fill the gap for the ultra poor and people who don't have resources, but it's going to require people building up systems of being able to go to people's houses and making sure that they take their medicines, extending the reach of the hospital to the community where patients live.
I have known Fadi for many, many years, and he is a true icon. He is a true business leader. A lot of people here are successful, and many of them in this room and many outside. But success is measured not just by numbers, but it's measured by contribution, is measured by sustainability, is measured by a future vision, it's measured by commitment. But even more than all of those things is measured by character. He is humble, he's authentic, he's real. He's a very, very special man.
Experience counts for nothing because there's a new frontier here. And if you haven't experienced the digital frontier, you're gonna have to worry. You're gonna have to worry. So it's the traditional businesses that have suddenly woken up that there is e-commerce in the Arab world. The people that say people are not buying, they're buying, but they're buying somewhere else. They're buying in New York via Amazon, and they're buying in Dubai via Souk, and you'd better change your model.
If we follow the journey of Ibn Battuta going back from China down to Africa, Mr. Hongbin, you know that the diplomatic relationships between the UAE and China have tightened since 1984. If you can give us an overview of what's happening between China and the Middle East at the moment.
China has become Dubai's largest trading partner, bypassing the India in 2014.
The global citizens have been on the Silk Road for many generations. It's just that the political situations create today a much more sensible, I would say, flow of capital, and decisions are taken by these global citizens.
As technology develops and borders become less important, you will find that people will get a lot more involved in matters that today you would not have been involved in because you're not from the region.
What I found really is I don't want to change the business that I do, but I want to change the way I do my business.
Absolutely.
So Tunisia, you know, has a very unique outcome really for an Arab Spring. There is a pluralistic democracy in Tunisia.
2011, Tunisian people, young people, they went all together to the street and said, we want democracy, we want dignity, and we want jobs. For them, we as members of the civil society, we worked together, we seated together, and we found the solution for Tunisia. We found a peaceful solution.
I'm sorry if it sounds aggressive, but I'll tell you, I think men are always, not often, always are intimidated by women that come ready. You guys are, you said 50-50, not 50. You have the lead, plus you came prepared, we come unprepared.
No, just a second.
I'm joking, let me complete this.
You know why
you
you
will
prepared?
like it.
No, just a second. I prepared. You know why you prepared? Because for me, English is my third language. So I try to do my best to do.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. From my experience in meetings, and this is true, not this meeting, women come really prepared, and men just rush into the meeting room without the paperwork, without their iPads, and they get intimidated by the ready women, and they don't give them a chance. When men win an argument, they take their wins and move to the next topic. When women win, they mop the floor.
One of the things that's becoming obvious is much of the future of jobs is with women.
Yeah.
Women are increasingly better educated than men in this region. Their representation in information age jobs is most of the time higher than men. So we're finding across technology companies in the region, wherever it's possible, these companies are hiring more women than they are men, and they're getting more productivity out of these women than they are men. So I think to a large degree, from a gender perspective, I think the inclusion of women is a theme that's happening at a very rapid pace, and I think to the benefit of the community at large.
The UAE wants to amaze the world by saying a country which is only 50 years old can actually send a mission to Mars. And the name of the mission is Hope.
We've spoken about business. We've spoken about trade flows. We've spoken about going to Mars. We've spoken about all sorts of things. What we actually haven't spoken about that much is about us being humans. In all of this technology flow that's going on, we are not human enough.